So quickly, I hate to add to the length of a YouTube video. This is your warning before you proceed. Simply put, do not buy Monroe. I will never buy it again, and I mean that. Not one of those things where you're just a little upset, but this is what's happened. Just to make it clear, 4 times I've replaced the strut on the driver's side. All 4, same thing, bad strut mounts. And not just that, but one of those 4 was actually bottoming out. 2 times I've had to replace the strut on the passenger side. Same thing. Top mount, bad. Lots of rattling, lots of banging. Straight out the box, put it in, fails. I've got the paperwork from the shop from my visit today, which is only 2 days after I installed these. I'm already in touch with Tenneco, who is the parent company of Monroe, and they are working on a refund since I have had to work on this so extensively. So, that's your warning. Thanks for checking out the video. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, comment. It's nice to interact and share some experiences. Good luck. These make all kinds of noise, and the blame seems to be on the bearings and the mounting plate specifically. Those are either bad straight from the factory or they wear out real quick, and this thing knocks and bangs and makes all kinds of noise, even going over slight bumps in the road. It's been a little ridiculous. All right, so we need to work on removing this shroud. You're gonna need a small flathead screwdriver to remove these plastic caps, and you're gonna need a tiny Phillips head screwdriver to remove the little plastic screw. And these are designed that when you want to reinstall, you just press them back in. You're going to use a pair of needle nose, and you'll take out these anchors. And there's only 2 of these, so make sure we don't lose them. They're not terribly important, but we don't want to throw things away. Pop that back in there, set it aside with the other hardware we're leaving. And now what we need is a socket, 15 millimeter, and without hurting yourself, because it is cold today, and I'm sure I'm gonna bang my knuckles up. These are 15s. They should spin off pretty easily. The hard part comes with this right here. The first time I tried to remove these in March, when the weather was much nicer, I put oil on them, I hit them with the hammer, I twisted them with my wrenches, I used my torch. This was a nightmare, and literally spent so much time getting these off, I didn't even get a chance to start putting the strut on. So, we'll see what happens this time around. So let's see where we can get. All right, there we go. We got a little bit of play now, and that pops right off. But for you, that may very well be the most time-consuming part of this whole process. To give you a good idea of what we were dealing with, there is that taper that the wiper arms fit on so snugly. Okay, so the important things here, before you unbolt any of this, put you a jack underneath the wheel to keep that from just falling out. Chock your wheels, emergency brake. Jack stands are always a great idea, but I've got both of these right now, so that's what we're going with. I can put me a little stand right over here as a safety. You want to start to loosen these, put a little penetrating oil on them, always a good idea, especially if they're real rusty on the back end. So make sure you've got a nice wrench. You need a breaker bar. Get a 1/2-inch wrench and socket set if you don't already have one. So this is a 21 on both sides, and one handy tidbit in case you may not have a collection of metric sockets around is there's always an equivalent one way or the other. I didn't have 2 21s to use, so the metric equivalent of the 21 is a 13/16. And to be extra cautious, make sure you're using a 6-point socket so you don't screw something up beyond repair. We'll come back down here in a second, but let's take a look up top. This is pretty self-explanatory. You've got your three nuts that sit on top of the strut. We're not going to take them all off yet, but this is a 13 millimeter, and the only thing you really need to know is you'll want about a 4 to 6 inch extension to get to this one back here that's in between the wiper arm controls. So those are loose, but they're not off. Next step, I won't bore you with too much, is simply removing the sway bar links. In my case, it is an 18 millimeter. These are the Moogs that I put on brand new. The generic set before, I believe, was also 18s, but some variation. And if you don't have the Allen key opening, you're just going to wedge an 18 on the back side and use your other 18 to remove it from the front. Okay, so this is busted loose, but one real important thing, and again, kind of repetitive if you've seen another video, but what we're gonna do right there, if you didn't notice that finally set up straight, before we risk damaging threads, you want to use your jack underneath of the wheel hub and straighten this up to take all that tension off. Okay, with that straight, that'll slide right out of the way. Just put it aside. Wash all the gunk from that grease we've squeezed out of there. Now I've taken the nuts for these large bolts and threaded them just on far enough that the head of the nut lines up with the edge of the bolt. And this is the other time that your jack down here comes in handy, because if you can make sure that you get this in the right spot, you'll be able to knock these out much easier. Let's see, we're all the way down, and we're going to raise it up just a hair. Okay, now those are done. Make sure this is being supported on the jack before you move on. Back up at the top, we've got our three nuts that we've left in place. And it looks like the one in that back corner is supporting most of the weight at this point. And this is where two people comes in handy. You can see right there, this slid right off the mount. So now we're wiggling plenty free. And the only thing left before we completely remove it is to get this little brake line out of the way. Or I'm sorry, this is for the speed sensor, ABS, that kind of thing. There we go, 10 millimeter. We're gonna remove this and we'll drop this down. All right, that's done. Okay, so the benefit you have here, if you don't have two adults working together, you can use the axle here to support this a little bit. Now, once you've got it sitting here, which is kind of awkward with limited space, you're gonna have to do the hard part of lining these three bolts back up with the holes on top. And there it is.
There we go.
Make sure you've got those nuts close by, because as long as you can get one, you're gonna save yourself a lot of strain, and it's all about working smarter. And the smart way to do this is pay a professional, in case you were wondering. And just so it's clear why I choose to use the original bolt, you can see what comes with the new strut right here. And I just don't like the fact that this built-in washer is so much smaller. Okay, now people are gonna have differing opinions on what you should or shouldn't do before you put this back together. If you mark the old location to try to match up with the new, and since I've done this several times now, I will tell you that the less I had tried to do to change the way this fit, the better. When I did try to make an adjustment, it was noticeably off on the alignment. The way that the strut kind of naturally sits once you've tightened it up above, that's just where I stay. And there's only so far you can go to where the bottom will stop you, and the bottom nut is where all the adjustment is. That being said, we've got our jack on the floor. We're going to use it to line up the top first, because this at the bottom being the adjustment, there's a lot more play to remove and install that one. So line these holes up as best you can. Get these good and tight. I don't know the torque specs, don't have a torque wrench. Don't break it, but these should not move. So get them bolted down tight, and really the only way you're going to do that is if you have a nice 1/2-inch wrench or the air tools. If you're not using something that's meant for 1/2-inch sockets, you are going to break a wrench before you ever get these tight enough. Just warning you. Make sure we've set your little 10mm nut or bolt back here for your speed sensor. And the only thing left to do before we stick this wheel back on is to use our floor jack, and as best we can, you hear that rubber squeaking too, right? It may do that the first trip or two when you go to drive, and it's going to seat itself up at the top of the strut. All right, let's see. Still a little bit low, but not much. There we are. Try not to get yourself covered in grease. 18mm, put that back on. Double check all your nuts and bolts. It is not a good thing to get ahead of yourself with this. And we're ready to go.